Okay, we're going to take apart a Saginaw ignition, commonly known as a bolt-in. This is a Chevy pickup, common one we deal with at the auctions. It has this on it to begin with. We take this off. This part right here you have to twist to get it out because it locks in that little hole down there. You take the retainer off of the end of this, which sets in here. This is the part. It has a little clasp. It goes into this little ring down in here. Okay, I'm going to take the steering wheel off by pulling this nut. I'm going to use this tool, which is the RY25 right hand tool, to pull the lock out, or pull the steering wheel out, and I'll show you that here in a minute. I'm going to put you on pause. I did forget to mention that you will need a 13/16 or the large spark plug ended tool from your toolkit, and a driver. And normally, once you loosened it, it comes right out. You can spin it out with your finger. Then we put on this part. These two holes down here that coincide, we'll be putting these two bolts into those two holes. So let me set it up. I'll be right back. Sometimes on these it's necessary to pull the end bolt out so you can see the hole down in there and line up your bolt holes. So we're going to do that, and I'll reattach it. Okay, I've got the bolts locked down, and this is the wheel puller. You just simply run it down, and then the wheel comes off. Sometimes it is necessary to have the one size fits all, the good old crescent wrench. A little pressure on it, off it comes. Here's that little bezel that other piece stays in. I'm going to put our lock nut depressor on next, and I'll show you how it works. Okay, this is the tool in the working position. This is not a tilt column, so we're not dealing with that today. You simply just tighten it down. And there's a little true arc ring down here that we're going to get to come up. Now, what you want to do is you use a Phillips head on one side, a flat blade on the other. I prefer to use the flat blade to lock the part in place, and then the other one to facilitate getting the spring out. Use the Phillips to push on this part over here. If you look at the back, the ring is coming up. Then you just work it all the way around, and it'll come up the shaft. This is a picture of it coming up on the shaft. We're going to take it off along with the depressor. We just simply undo it. Pretty simple. Sometimes the top part gets locked down, but it's not really much to worry about. It'll all come off. If you work it slowly up, you'll see that it usually will stay in there. That's the little ring we took off. You always want to put it where you can find it. This is actually your horn button. This is the part that normally breaks because of this lock-in piece right here. This piece right here breaks off. That's why you want to be careful with that when you're taking that first part of the steering wheel off. Normally it's just a Phillips head screw, and you'll have this one holds in turn signal. Now the only tricky part about this one is when you put it back in, is that it goes in a groove in here in this piece that this little tail right here fits into. Now normally the next step I use is I use a number 1 Phillips, and I take this out. It is spring loaded. The screw in there comes out. I try to keep it together. Then I usually take out the other bolts. Now if you want to shut, the bolts are as such in here. 1, 2,